this is a problem, okay? So I've been making YouTube videos probably on the better half of 11 years now, and uploaded maybe 100 videos in my time. There's some videos that I spent hours on, there's some videos that I spent minutes on, some that I spent weeks on. There's a couple videos that I made an entire game just to make the videos for YouTube to create content out there. And YouTube, treats me like I'm an asshole. I get 30, 40 views here and there. And I look back and I say, all right, what was my most viewed video? And the saddest thing is my most viewed video it's a Rickroll, and it's got 80,000 views. I know those aren't big numbers for some people out there, and I didn't even make the Rickroll. My little brother, who was like 10 years old at the time, maybe I was 15 or something, he doesn't have access to YouTube or how to do anything or know how to do anything. So I'm the one that uploads the video, and this thing blows up, and it's a Portal 2 trailer Rickroll. And it gets a ton of views, and everything I tried to make afterwards, I never even get close to that many views. And so I thought maybe I would just go back, and I came across this video the other day. I got recommended to watch my own video because YouTube is just sadistic, and they're trying to torture me or whatever. I don't know what it is. So I went back and I said, okay, let's go ahead and let's reply to all the assholes that fell for this Rickroll. So I went back and I replied to the comments from 10 years ago because they were pretty good. I mean, I got tons of comments on it. Obviously, my most commented video as well, and people were like giving me so much hate back then. So it was great. So here's what we got. This guy ETJU. 10 years ago, he's like, oh, I really expected that, like he knew the Rickroll was coming. And I said, did you though? This is 10 years later, and the guy's like, oh yeah, I was not expecting a reply after 10 years. And I said, hopefully it was worth the wait, just like Gaiman says. And then I did a diamond. I guess this was when the GameStop stuff was going on, so I did diamond luck or something. I don't know what that's about. And then I surprised the poor guy. So this guy, somebody told him that he said something that he didn't like the video, and then he replied. Some guy was like, "Oh well, why did you give him a view if you knew it was a Rickroll?" And then he was like, "Well, how did I give him a VU?" I don't know how to say that word, and that's what he said. So then I was like, "Oh, you gave me 2 views actually." And then he was like, "Oh, replying to a 9-year-old comment? That's weird, champ." I guess that's what the kids say. Who knows? And then I said, "Shall we make it 3?" To see if I can get him to come back and give me 3 views, but he didn't come back. So that was really sad for me. And so this guy, I guess I replied to this guy back 10 years ago when YouTube did the @ thing, and he said, "Which one?" And I don't know what he was asking. Which what? Which who? I don't remember. And I said no. I just gave him a reply like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about. And he says, you got me again after 10 years. He admits it. And see, people like Rickroll these days. I like this song. And I said, hey, listen, I did you a service back then, and you just didn't know it. This is Carl the Chipmunk. I actually know this guy in real life, Carl the Chipmunk. He's got some weird YouTube things going on. I don't know what he is. So he wrote "Got Me," even though he must have just been going through and watching my videos because he knew me. And so I just apologized, and he felt good about that. So good on Carl for making amends. That's what this is all about these days on YouTube. All right, so this person was talking to Jack the kitty cat, whoever that is, and made a weird face and said, hey, "You're not from this world." And I said, "What world though?" And this guy, I don't know what happened, but I set this guy into an existential crisis. I'm saying to myself, wow, I didn't realize I could change somebody's life with a comment. But this guy, let me just read this. I'll read this, try and read this how it kind of says. "You replied to a 10-year-old comment. I know not what pushed me to comment, let alone watch this clearly fake video in the first place. But know that you've brought me back to a place, to the past, a time of nostalgia, a careless living, when my greatest concern was whether or not a sequel to a game had been announced or not. Thank you for this glimpse into the past. However, all of that time and wisdom has not begotten me the ability to fathom how or why I commented on this video." And I read that, and I was like, hey, sorry for the delay. Bad internet. It's just, the comment got stuck in the tubes for a while. So this guy obviously was not fooled by the thumbnail, but somehow he clicked into the Rickroll. So he goes, oh, wow. Oh, even the thumbnail was obvious. It was the red spy. And I said, well, you clicked. And then he said, this video was so 2010. And that's when it came out. It was a different time. But, so he didn't even try to argue with me there. He was like, yeah, probably fell for it, whatever. This guy, you know, he fell for the joke. He got it, and he said, "I hate you." You know, and the Gladys voice is what he's going for there. So I replied to the comment, and I said, "Oh, sorry about that. You know, I feel bad. I didn't mean to rickroll people like this. Like I said, I didn't even make the video, to be honest with you. My little brother didn't ask me to upload it." And so I said sorry, just, you know, trying to be apologetic and amend with these people here. And this guy, he says, that comment was 10 years old. Why are you replying to it just now? And if he watches this video, he'll understand that I had nothing better to do. So here I am replying to 10-year-old comments and now making a video out of it. And so again, I went with the same excuse I went in front of the last guy. I said, hey, look, I got a bad internet connection. It takes me a while to get messages out. So, you know, a couple characters out there going across, you know, half a byte every 10 years, you know, you can get them out. Okay, so this guy, obviously, if you watch the original video, you know that it's my brother. I don't even know if he made this pose in Gary's Mod or if he just Googled it or whatever. But the picture is, you know, the character from Portal standing in, you know, Gary's Mod map of Half-Life. And so this guy's like, it's Half-Life 2, the last map in this video. You know, obviously episode 2 is what he means. And so I wrote, it's Gary's Mod, actually, you know, 10 years later. But then he doesn't even, he's not even questioning right away, like, why it took me 10 years to answer. The more important thing is, like, he's like, no, the map is from Half-Life, dude, you're totally wrong. And it took you 10 years to answer. And then again, I just said, oh, sorry for the delay. Yeah, I mean, the map is Half-Life, but it was made in Gary's Mod, obviously. So it's actually a Half-Life Gary's Mod map. I guess we can both be right there. But the guy wanted to continue the argument for 10 years. I appreciate that. This guy, he was not fooled. I said, he's like, oh, I knew it was fake the moment I saw the Microsoft Paint numeral 2. And the 2 does look pretty janky, but he still clicked on it, so I'm pretty sure he was fooled and was like, oh yeah, I'm really going to see the Portal 2 trailer. And then, you know, 10 years later, he's made amends, and he's happy. He thinks Portal is epic, because Portal 2 did come out after this video was made, so you can't be salty anymore, right? Okay. And then here's another guy that was upset about the logo that my 10-year-old little brother made. You know, the number 2 that he drew in paint, really. And then I wrote, you fell for a rickroll. And this guy, he was 10 years later, he's the same guy. He's just angry. He's still salty about it. Red X Frog, and he's just like, your shit is still polluting the environment. It says 2 in the video and 3 in the title now. How desperate. Yeah, and I did change it. I mean, when Portal 2 came out, it didn't make sense for me to have a rickroll for Portal 2 trailer when Portal 2 was out, and, you know, people weren't going to look up the trailer, so I made it to 3. And so obviously this guy was pissed off, so I'm going to update it to 4, you know, next, once Portal 3 finally ever comes out. Maybe it'll be a VR game, who knows. And this asshole's going to fall for it again, right? Okay, but we'll name it 4, and then we'll get them all pissed off again. Alright, so here's this guy. He wrote, it's been a long time, he's quoting Portal 2 when it came out, right? It's been a long time. How have you been? I've been really busy being dead. Yeah, after you murdered me. He went on and wrote the whole thing out. Read more, you can see the whole thing. And then I wrote, never going to give you up. And he's like, bruh, it's been 9 years. Not really 10 years for this guy, but 9 years. This is funny, because these are the people that actually, the 9 years, these are the people that fell for the rickroll after the game was out. So it's like, they're looking up trailers for a game that's a year old or whatever. I don't understand, and they're falling for rickrolls still. I don't know why YouTube is recommend. I think this video was like higher on the recommend list than the actual trailer at some point. So then he says, and then I said, oh, it's been a long time. How have you been? You know, quoting him full circle. But all right, so here's another guy that's gonna let me know that the video's fake. If you know, it's a fan-made pic, and then it's another fake pic. What's the point of this video? Well, it's a rickroll, dude. I mean, I have to explain what a rickroll is to this guy. I'm not gonna do it. So this guy's name was XX Kill a Sloth XX. Pretty cool name. So then I wrote XX. You got owned XXNO. You know, noob, right? With the same numeric thing that he had going on. So we did that, and then some other guy, not even the same guy. This is a totally different guy, Tom E-Wing. You know, I don't know if he likes wings, buffalo wings, or E-wings. I don't know what that is, or if it's his name, Earwig. I don't know. And he said 10 years later. So I don't know how Tom got involved here, but apparently he was also going through 10-year-old comments and noticed that I replied, and replied himself. So there you go, Tom. Okay, so looks somehow like Half-Life 2. No, serious. Use Trollolo instead of stupid troll. Okay, so this guy was not happy that I didn't use the Trollolo song, which was kind of big around that time. But even though Rick was really the better one, does anybody even remember Trollolo anymore? I don't think so. So, anyways, okay. So I said, oh, all right, I'll do it next time. Next time I make a video, I'll use the one you recommend, right? Because I'm a nice guy like that. And this guy comes back. He says, it's been 10 years. Like, all these people messaging me. Like, I didn't realize that I'm replying to a 10-year-old comment. I'm just, like, hanging out. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, I forgot to reply to this comment. Like, yeah, I'm going back and replying to 10-year-old comments because I'm a troll. I mean, come on. And so now he's like, oh, yeah, there's no Portal 3 still. So that's kind of sad. I have to agree. But I think they're going to come out with a VR one or some rendition of it. All right, here's another guy, and these are the people. These are the people that you can tell they're very upset when they get into a rickroll, when they tell you how to do a rickroll and you did it wrong or something like that. So here's this guy. He's like, if you're gonna rickroll people, at least put some effort into it and be clever about it. Ugh. Oh yeah, that's fucking salt right there. And so this guy said it doesn't take much to fool the dopes, bro. 10 years later. So here he is again. You sure took your sweet time getting around to making that reply. I said, I played the long con to rickroll you twice, maximum effort. See, he wants to put some effort to it. I just rickrolled this guy twice, 10 years apart. How many people have done that? And then he's like, oh, those are the 2,000 IQ stress. And then he says it didn't work. Plan didn't work. He didn't really get rickrolled the second time, as if the autoplay doesn't kick off. So he says, my past self from 9 years ago was kind enough to warn me. Yeah, okay. You got rickrolled twice, bro. Nice try. And that's it. So those are all the people that replied to my comments after 10 years, actually. And it's pretty crazy that were worth mentioning. Other people kind of were just like, ha, ha, ha. Which I'm not going to just spend an hour of my time reading off videos that say, ha, ha, ha. So anyways, like and subscribe and reply to this video, and I'll get back to you in 10 years, folks. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope the algorithm for YouTube is going to give me another 100,000 views on my low-effort rickroll video again, because apparently that's what I need to do in order to get some freaking love around this place from YouTube. I don't know what the problem is. I want to be a famous YouTuber, and I guess this is what I have to do. I have to sell my soul and make rickroll videos, because that's what the algorithm wants. So there we go.